About the possibility of taking apartments off, making some modifications to this. Is that done kind of possibly after these comments here you're just hearing today, or is this plan going before the board and then what the board makes as conditions might force that? Or I'm just kind of curious as to, you said it's a possibility that, okay, good, let's, maybe think about it, but when does that possibly change happen? So that's one question. And second question, I'm just curious, is as it's zoned right now, can anything be, I didn't quite catch, you said it's zoned commercial, right? Or, so no residential could be built on it as it is right now. It has to be conditionally rezoned, one way or the other.
I don't think a residential is prohibited. I think it would follow a conditional zoning process regardless. Correct?
Under regional commercial, you can do a by right, 150,000 square foot commercial facility. That's for the main principal. You can also do multifamily apartments. You cannot do single family. But to do multifamily, it still would require the conditional rezoning process. We have that built into our land development code because that anticipates traffic, large number of units, and so we want it to go through that public process with the ability for conditions, so that's why we require. So it still would require conditional rezoning, but it technically is allowed in the district.
So can I answer this question about apartments? So we'll take that under, we'll take that under strong consideration. If the community is that against apartments, we'll take that under consideration. I don't know if that's a common sentiment. I've heard that twice, maybe 3 times, but.
I'm not sure. Mine was just a question. It was not a.
So
I'm just taking it all.
We take it under consideration. Obviously, the development side of this, there's, and just what it takes to develop a property of, we're talking $40 to $50 million of just planning and site work and roads and infrastructure and all these things before we even get to stick built. So we got to just understand where all these things line up. And at the end of the day, we can take it into consideration, but it's all price point driven a little bit too. Yes, sir.
Jesse, could you put the map of the development up there?
Yeah, and will this be available online, your presentation? With the maps and so forth?
My question is this property here, here, and here part of the development?
They are not part of the application.
Well, what's going to happen to those properties?
So we are not purchasing those properties.
But yet you're going to have a road going through here and through here.
That's right.
So, you must be purchasing something.
So we are getting rights to cross them, but
Okay.
and Ken, if you want to correct me if I'm wrong, but that's we're not purchasing those pieces. Does that sound accurate enough, Ken?
Actually, we are purchasing the road through.
Okay,
We're
we're purchasing enough to get the roads through.
In your traffic analysis, are you adding in not 1,200 drivers, but on the average, each home is going to have 2 adults driving, so that's 2,400 cars. Some homes will have a 3rd driver. So on the low end, you're going to have 2,400 drivers added to our traffic. DOT already, if you don't know, DOT already has planned on widening Butler Bridge to a 4-lane road. If that happens, then 191 will be that 5-lane divided highway. They will have this to back them up to do that road widening, and also if 191 happens, then Balfour Parkway is going to come back, and Balfour Parkway was defeated for now. But if this happens and Butler Bridge happens, 191 is going to happen, and then Butler Bridge is going to happen. Balfour Parkway, and Balfour Parkway, if you don't know about it, that will take out up to 400 homes. This is all connected, everybody, all connected. If we don't stop, we don't mind development, we really don't. But like, next door to me is, what is it called? I think I often North Rugby, Skytop. The homes aren't on top of each other. It's the density that you're doing that is mostly what's bothering me. Okay, it's the density. I understand growth, we all understand growth. But it's the density that you're doing this with that is just gonna kill the way of life in this area. It really is. And that's why, if you keep it the way it is, we're gonna fight it. And we're gonna defeat it just like we did Balfour.
So to answer your question about the traffic studies, so, you know, they don't just assign one driver. Traffic studies are based off the type of use. So single family, when we have 500 single family homes, traffic studies are based off tons and tons of historical data that says a single family home produces X trips. I think it's anywhere between 8 to 10 trips a day, actually, not just 2 cars, but they talk about trips. Apartments usually generate a little less per unit than a single family home does because there's less multiple drivers. And so all that is, regulated and regimented and standard engineering practice. So
But you're killing us. You're killing us with the density. We don't mind developments. We really don't.
So
It's the density
the
that you're
density of this
planning.
project is 4 units per acre. This is less than what's across the street.
That doesn't make it right.
I
It
I
doesn't make
understand
it
you don't
right.
have to agree with either one of them.
It doesn't make it right.
But is that the fact with 4 units per acre using the acres?
Yep. Mhm.
We're not gonna fight this damn
So
thing.
we're right at like
until I'm
4.1
pissed.
units per acre.
Did you see how nervous I got?
No, you're fine.
That's why I don't speak at the
At
commissioners.
the, 50 or 60. So,
So you're looking at 300 acres.
Balfour's gonna come
so
back.
it jumps it up to maybe 6. Call it, it goes up another 50%. The zoning allows 16 units an acre. The conditional zoning allows 12 units an acre. So we're half of what's allowed by your own zoning code.
That's what I said.
I get we're large,
It's the zoning.
and it's a higher number, but we also have a lot of real estate. 300 acres. Nearly 200 that's developable.